Hey Dabbles, I hope this video finds you and your families safe and healthy. So today I'm super excited to tell you about one of my favorite parks in North Atlanta called Webb Bridge Park. Now Webb Bridge Park is a park that is absolutely fantastic because it is a sports complex, it's got walking trails, it's got playgrounds, it's got meadows. But the thing that makes this park stand out compared to the other ones in the area is that it's got tons of trees. They have done such a really good job of just leaving all the trees there so you really feel like you're immersed in nature. Usually to get that kind of experience you gotta go like far outside the city or into the mountains, but this is right here in, North Atlanta. Now I always like to say that this is my dog's favorite park. She's very particular about where she will go and do a longer walk. She's got a bad knee, so she, doesn't really like doing things on the cement, and she never really liked doing the trails like in California because it was very sandy, and she's a tiny little chihuahua, so it really agitates her as the sand's like hitting her face and her nose and her eyes. This trail is really perfect because the trails are, I'm not really sure what it is made out of, but going here, because it's just like teeny tiny pebbles, and the way that the rain absorbs into it just makes it a lot softer to walk on, and usually, unless it's a really dry season, it actually holds and retains that water. And it's not muddy at all, it just keeps this weird consistency that makes it a lot easier to walk on. Alright Dabbles, so this is the entrance to the park as well as the address. When you first pull in, it is a two-way road. There's some speed bumps and it turns into a one-way road, and you're going to go under this cute little bridge, and I like to park right here on the first right near the lower soccer field. There's tons of entrances and trailheads, so you don't have to park here, but for the sake of this video I just wanted to make it simple. But once you find parking, this is just a little map that shows you everything where restrooms and where the trail goes, the picnic pavilions, the tennis, soccer, and baseball fields are at. And then it's going to bring you right here to the trailhead that is clearly marked by these two columns. It's to the right of the parking lot that we just parked at. And as you can see, the trail is pretty wide, which is really nice because you can easily socially distance. There's all these little markers as you're going through, just so you can know like how far you've gone. There's trash bags and bins for your dogs, which is great. And there's all these little markings of the different natural foliage and trees that are around. And there's a free little library that you can, take and leave books. I really like this park because it is, almost completely under canopy, which is great because when it's really hot, you've got shade, and when it is raining, you don't really get wet. So I'm actually able to walk here even when it's drizzling because it's got that much foliage. So when you walk up the hill and go a little bit, you're going to come up to this bridge, which is basically the bridge that we drove under when we first came in. And when you come to this section, you'll see a little trail. This is basically a shortcut to the area that I'm going to show you. I wouldn't recommend going there. Just keep going straight where you're going to come to this fork. When you get to the fork, you can either go right or you can go left. I recommend going left. This is actually one of my really favorite parts of the park. It is really pretty during all seasons, and it feels like you're just going a little bit deeper. It's really a lot more quiet because the main trail does loop around next to the road. This goes a little bit deeper. It's just a short little loop too, so it's not too long. But if you look here to the left, this is a little shortcut that I had shown you a little bit earlier, just so you can know where that lets out if you decide to go down that one day. But you'll come around and there's benches that you can sit out throughout, and there's this creek that you'll see that this whole little area is next to. And once you round that curve, you're going to come down this stretch, which is my absolute favorite part of the park. It has these signs of beware of snakes. I actually haven't seen any here, but of course the creek is always falling and rising. And there's a little bench, and if you come in this little nook, there is these little mini waterfalls that are just so cute. Of course, they're so relaxing to listen to, so you can sit off at the bench right next there, or people are always just standing here, or they're letting their dog play in the little stream. But it's a really cute and relaxing area. And then as you continue this stretch, there's just tall, beautiful trees, and I'm showing you here like the fall versus the summer. If you come when the leaves are changing colors, it is just so beautiful and remarkable. But as you can see, it's just a storybook fall. It is really, really pretty, and it's just my favorite part to walk in the park. Then as you keep going, you can't really see, but this is actually, the creek continues to go and is along the trail. This little nook here has some fallen trees. The picture, this video does not do it justice. It is really, really pretty, so you can kind of stop off. And there's all these little mini waterfalls that after the rainfall, there wasn't really any. This is a really dry day, as you can see, but when there's rainfall, there's all these little streams all throughout and surrounding you. So you've got this like, little creek water sounds as you're going. And then you're going to come up and basically hit the main trail again, where you can go left or right, take a left, and it's going to take you to this little area that's uncovered, basically to the road. And you can take a left. I don't prefer to on my walks just because my dog has a bad knee, but I'm going to show you what is down here. So I just drove down here. It takes you down this windy road, really pretty, but it does show you how long it is to get down there. But once you get down there, there is some restrooms, some swinging benches, this little area. I've taken my dogs here to just kind of run around. And then there is on the other side of that parking lot, there's a parking lot too that you can sit at. But on the other side of the parking lot is this trail. It's just another little loop that you can add, and it's got this huge field, which is really great because you can come and kick the ball around or whatever you want to do. But it's got this really great big field. It's also got these little seating area that's super cute on the side. But it's a one great big loop that has, more trail. It's a lot less busy down here, but as you can see, depending on what time of day that you come, it's just really pretty. And my favorite part of this is that there's this little tiny waterfall down here with a bench next to it, so you can sit off and read. My sister calls this the fairy nook because it's just like this little magical waterfall that's hidden down there. Anyways, so going back up to the main trail, I basically just continue going straight. You'll get to this little area where you can kind of go up and cut, again, have a little shortcut. I don't recommend doing that. I would say continue going straight because there's another little fun area, but you'll come around this curve. Again, they're really pretty in the fall, and there's all these little creeks and mini waterfalls depending on the rain. This is going to have a little mini hill that has all these different nooks that basically go into different neighboring neighborhoods, which is really cool because if you live nearby, you can just walk here. But there comes my last favorite part of the park, which is going to be coming up to the pond. But right before you get to the pond, there's this little nook, and a lot of times you'll see a bunch of ducks and turtles kind of on the logs and then that little area. But this is what the pond looks like, and there's all sorts of beautiful wildlife, as you can see here, fish and turtles. A lot of times you'll see a blue herring or two sitting off to the side, and of course the snakes. That is actually the only time I've ever seen a snake in the park, and I've come here quite a bit. But if you continue going straight, it basically brings you to this area. If you take a left here, you'll go to the playground. I'll show you that in a little bit, but there's some restrooms. You're going to come back up to these soccer fields, and there's also this picnic pavilion area and some different benches that swing, so you can come and have like a picnic or just sit off or come have a date here. It's a super cute area. And then you'll see the columns that bring you back to the parking area where we parked, and you can get back on this one-way road. I would suggest being really careful on this road because some joggers do prefer to run on the asphalt, so they will be going here, so make sure that you are going slow. But basically you're going to loop around, and there's all sorts of different fields. And when you're driving, if you come to the fifth right, I believe it's the fifth right, you'll come to this area called the Webb Zone, which is basically a playground, and it's got these really cool flowers that are musical, make some fun sounds. And once you go down the path, there's of course some swinging benches, and then it comes to this playground. So there's a big kid playground here. As you can see, there's all sorts of stuff to play on. This is a really cool thing where you basically twist this and it kind of moves that thing across the way. There's this tire swing and just all sorts of things to climb and bounce off, these really cool safety zip line thingies, and just really, really fun for the kids. And as you go to the other side, another thing to bounce around on, there are these picnic tables. And then you come to the center, and there's actually a playing piano. So fun. and more picnic tables under the pavilion and all these different things that bounce and move and seesaw, you know, all over the place. And when you come to this side, it's for the younger kids. And there's this really cool thing that is like got this little waterfall and a creek. It's just a water feature. We all know kids love playing in the water. So it's a little stream. Right now it's got a lot of sand in there, but that they can play in. And there's like this whole section with all these swings and a big open center and a little forest circle. And I actually see people in the mornings, adults, doing Tai Chi here, which is really cool to watch as well. But the coolest thing is that they've got this sandbox right next to the water feature. So as the water comes down the creek, that's on even when it's dry. Right now it's raining, obviously. And then when you go down here, there's more musical instrument that you can play. And an agility center, and just really, really cool park. And then as you drive through some more, there's some tennis courts. And as you come out, this is the entrance back to the two-way road. All right, guys, so there's so much more. I didn't showcase the different fields and all the different sports complexes, and you know, there's tons of different little buildings, but I really wanted to focus more so on the trails and just the outdoors and kind of fun things to do for you and your kids, especially right now during COVID when options are really limited. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and there'll be more to come soon. Thank you so much. Bye, Dabbles.